Hari Om Nanna. Jai Gurudev Bella.
Jai Gurudev Brahmaraji, Hari Om.
Okay.
Nanna, you're unmuted. Yeah, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay.
We'll wait for 1 more minute and you can start, Nanna.
Okay. How do I get to the question bank?
Question bank inka evaru raayaledu.
Okay.
So when they put it in the chat, Dr. Savita had some question. When she joins in, I think she will post it.
Okay. Did you check up with Prem regarding his containing in his storage devices? Brahmasri Yellamra Srinivasarau's commentaries?
నేను అది చెక్ చేయలేదు నాన్న. I'll check it out.
Check him. There are a lot of them. Okay. And all the Upanishads, Brahmasutra, Gita, Vishnu and Lalita Sahasranamas, and several others. Yeah, I think I can start.
Yes, Nanna. Go ahead.
ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। Hari Om, everybody. Happy to be back with you all once again. This hopefully will continue every Saturday.
Dhanyavad Nanaji for accepting our request.
Yeah. Can I go to the question bank, Brahmara? No.
Nanna, there are no questions unless people have put their questions. Any of you has any questions, please put them in the chat.
Okay.
Dr. Savita has not joined yet. She was saying she had a question.
Then you can go straight away to the Manana 18th chapter.
Yeah, we're on the 37th verse, I think.
Brahmaraji, you want me to project 18th chapter shloka only or with Tatparya and other things? To chant that, or we can start directly with the text?
Yeah, we'll start with the text.
So, do you want me to share the screen of the text?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hari Om Nanaji, we were doing 3 types of happiness. Sukha, Sattva,
Okay.
Rajas, and Tamas. Yeah.
Okay.
We
You go
just
to
complete.
the
Yeah, the verse I should go before that.
verse and come back to where you have ended last time. Yes.
Yes, we ended at 35th shloka. We completed after the 3 types of dhriti.
Okay.
And in dhriti only, Bhagwan is saying now 3 types of happiness.
Yeah.
So, no, I think we completed 36, 37, right, Ramaraji?
Yeah, that Sukham Tvidanim Trividham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we did. We would normally chant shlokas, Nana, from say the 15th or 20th downwards till here, and then we would read the text.
Okay.
But we can start reading the text.
Now, who is reading the verse and the commentary?
Bela, you can do the honors.
Dhanyavad, Ramaraji.
I think Dr. Savita has joined in. Do you want to check whether you got your question ready, Dr. Savita?
Yeah, I have to just type it, Hari Om. Just have to type. I think it will take 4-5 minutes because it's a long this thing, text. So I'll just type in. Yeah.
Yeah, we can start reading, Bela, in the meantime.
Yeah, should I start because we complete 36, 37, right, Ramaraji? Sattvic happiness, yesterday we had Manana as well. Should I repeat that
Yeah,
again?
you can repeat that. Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. You can do that.
Okay, so 36 and 37 shloka I will do again reading, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just let me know if my internet, because there is again the notification has come that it is unstable. Yeah, I will just read. सुखं त्विदानीं त्रिविधं शृणु मे भरतर्षभा अभ्यासाद्रमते यत्र दुःखान्तं च निगच्छति यत्तदग्रे विषमिव परिणामे मृतोपमम् तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम् आत्मबुद्धिप्रसादजम् Bharatarshaba, O Arjuna, Idanim tu, now, Trividham Sukham, about threefold happiness, me shrunu, listen to me. Yatra, in which, Abhyasat, by repetition, Ramate, one discovers joy. Dukhantam cha, and the end of sorrow. Nigachati, one gains. Yat tat, that which. Agre, in the beginning. Vishama eva, like poison. Pariname, when there is transformation. Amruta upamam, is like nectar. Atma buddhi prasadajam, born of the clarity of self-knowledge. Tat sukham, that happiness. Satvikam proktam, is called satvika. Bharatarshaba, idanim tu trividham sukham me shrunu yatra abhyasat ramate dukhantam cha nigachati yat tat agre vishama iva pariname amruta upamam atmabuddhi prasadajam tat sukham satvikam proktam. Listen to me now, Arjuna. about the threefold happiness, that in which one discovers joy by repetition and gains the end of sorrow, which in the beginning is like poison, and when there is transformation is like nectar. That happiness is called sattvika, born of the clarity of self knowledge. Sattvika happiness. Arjuna is addressed as Bharatarshava, the one who is the most exalted in the family of Bharata. The word tu is used to indicate a new topic. Now, Idanim, Lord Krishna says, listen to me, drawing Arjuna's attention to the new topic of the threefold happiness. Trividham Sukham. The Sattvikam Sukham is that in which one revels in by practice. Abhyasat Ramate Yatra. The joy that one discovers by the repeated practice of Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana is Sattvikam Sukham. In all these, a certain repetition is involved, and that repetition brings not boredom but a sukha, a Sattvikam Sukham. And it is not discovery of a joy which will be lost in time, but one in which one gains a resolution of sorrow that is centered on the Atma. Dukhantam nigachati. There is no sadness without the Atma, because in every sense of sorrow there is I. And as this I is released from the various notions that give rise to a sense of sorrow, the sorrow comes to an end by recognizing that the nature of oneself is sukha. The pursuit of sattvika happiness may be painful in the beginning. The beginning of a sukha, which is sattvika, is said here to be like poison, visam eva. When a person begins this pursuit of self-knowledge, which is moksha, he finds it difficult because he is beginning to address himself. Prior to beginning his pursuit, he kept himself busy doing one thing or the other, which always brought him some gratification. When you gratify yourself with various things, you do not see the pain which drives you to search for gratification. That is why when you begin to turn your attention towards yourself, you always feel you were better off before. But that is not true. If you were better, what is wrong now? After all, you are still yourself. That has not changed. In fact, you were not better. You were just not addressing your problems. Now, when you turn your attention towards yourself, all the sorrows you never gave a thought to, the thoughts you never even thought you had, all come up because you are addressing them. It is like poison in the beginning because you require vairagya, maturity, dispassion, objectivity, understanding your mind, etc., as it is, and dropping all of the past in handling all these that come up. All these things are not ordinary. They require a lot of self-searching, which is not easy. It is a painful process. Therefore, in the beginning, a spiritual pursuit is fraught with pain. No spiritual seeker underwent a spell of seeking without some kind of pain. That pain is likened to poison, which tastes vile and seems as though it is going to destroy you. You do not want to take it, but we have to gain knowledge dispassion, and a capacity to contemplate, for which a lot of effort is required in the beginning, and therefore it is painful. Then again, we have to follow values, which is difficult initially, but then it becomes natural. And becoming a vegetarian can be another problem. Everything is different. Getting up early in the morning, attending the classes, and then there is no progress in the subject matter. The first day the Swami said, "You are Brahman." And after 300 classes, he says the same thing. If you stay with me for 12 years, I, Swamiji, will be saying the same thing. Only titles and verses change, but the content is the same. And this study also implies sitting with yourself in meditation. That is all right for 5 or 10 minutes. But suppose you have to sit for 1 or 2 hours, it is a problem. And so we say in the beginning, it is like a poison. But once you have come to terms with yourself and are happy with yourself as you are and have learned to live a disciplined life, there is maturity. You have taken care of your emotions, let go of the past, and can just be with yourself as you are. When whatever is to be done has been taken care of, what happens? Should I read further or Dr. Savita ji is ready? Just let me know.
Yeah, you can continue to read, Bella. You can have the question later.
Yeah, okay. On transformation, it is like nectar. Pariname, when there is this change in the antakarana, there is a happiness which Shankara says is born of maturity in terms of understanding, dispassion, and so on. This dispassion, vairagya, is not a will-based denial, but a natural objectivity born of understanding. The happiness, sukha, that is born of that maturity is like nectar, amritopama. Nectar amrita is something associated with heaven that we have only heard about in the Shastra, but have not seen. This is an unusual example. How can something which we do not know at all serve as an example? Though, like most examples, it is not something seen before. Drishta Purva. Still, it has been heard of before. Shruta Purva. Only occasionally is an illustration used in this way. There is a lot of description about Amrita in the Puranas, where it is presented as a kind of milk. If you take even a little of it, you become immortal. If this is literal, that nectar can only be knowledge, jnana. This satvikam sukham is equivalent to nectar amrita because it immortalizes you. It never goes away because it is atma buddhi prashadaja, born of the clarity of knowledge of the Atma, which is free from the time. If it is born of an object, it will definitely go away in time. Atma Buddhi means a mind which has knowledge of the Atma. And because of the Atma Buddhi, there is a prashada, a clarity like that of pure, blessed water, which is so clear that you can see the sand and all the pebbles of different colors on the bottom, which are somehow not so colorful when they are dry. This is the purity of the antakarana. So too, it is like the water that flows, finding its way no matter what comes in its path, not resisting anything. Even if there is a big stone in the way, the water goes around it. And if there is a big valley, it just fills it up and proceeds. It does not bother about what is in front, but keeps going, never being caught up anywhere. The purity, the fluidity of this water is such that it lives a life of absolute non-resistance. A mind with this kind of purity does not resist anything, even itself. It has the attitude, whatever it is all right. Let it be so. That is Atma Buddhi Prasada, the glad acceptance of whatever it is. Self-knowledge itself is the prasada, the blessing, and the sukha that arises from that is not dependent upon any object or even a condition of the mind, because it is knowledge, jnana. All that is necessary for the jnana has been taken care of, which is why in the beginning it is said to be like poison, visham eva. Later, however, after the change in the antakarana has taken place, it is like nectar, amritopama. That sukha in terms of the mind is called sattvika, because the predominance of sattva guna in the antakarana is responsible for it.
Very good. Ramana, looks like there are a couple of questions. Can I go to the question bank and address them?
I have
Yes,
written
Nanna.
in the chat.
Pardon?
Nanaji, a small question in the chat. Dr. Ramna can read for you.
Yeah, Nanaji, there are questions in the chat. Dr. Savita and Dr. Renu both have written in the chat.
Okay.
Kindly address them. Yeah.
Hey, how do you get to the questions? I go through more.
Nanaji, you have to go to the chat. You have to go to the chat. Click on
Nana
the chat.
Nanaji, you can read for Nanaji.
No,
Yeah.
let him read because he will not be able
Yeah.
to.
I got.
It's better that he reads it. Yeah.
Yeah. Savita Malik has a question. In the context of the 30th verse of chapter 18, which talks about the Satvika mind, Shastra says one should not harm anyone, even if one is on the upper strata. Example of deer killing is mentioned. Example of deer killing is mentioned. Swamiji states that any universal rule cannot be categorical. We have to interpret according to time and place, taking into account a number of factors. Religious people should know exactly what is to be done and what is not to be done, if they are interested in punya and papa. What is the question? Is Savita Malik there, please?
Yes, Nana ji, Hariom, Nana ji.
What is the question, madam?
We did not follow this statement that the universal law is categorical.
Okay, what does the 38th verse of 18th chapter say? I'm getting to the chapter.
Yeah, here I have projected Nanna ji.
I'm going to the west.
You put the page of
It
that
says,
235. Yeah,
yeah.
235 page. No.
It says, Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha karya akarye bhaya abhaye bandham moksham cha yaveti buddhissa partha sapike. That is, there is adequate discrimination as to what is said by the Shastra, what is good for you, what is it that you have to imbibe, what is it that you have to practice and make it your own, that kind of a thing. Pravrittim cha nivrittim karya akarye bhaya abhaye bandham moksham cha yavet. What is bandham? What is bandham? And what is moksham? One who is bound requires release. Is it not? One who is not bound, how does it require any relief, any release? Supposing you come to realize through your manana that you are not bound at all, it is only notional. Na punyam, na papam, na bandham, na moksham. Aham nidvikalpo nirakara rupo. That kind of verse we have seen, isn't it? There is no bandham, there is no moksham. What is that bandham? When you are keen on punyam and you do not leave your kartrutva bhavana, whatever activity you have undertaken, that will have a result, either punyam or papam, that will accrue to you. It will get attached to you. And what is attached to you, who is the ahankari, ahamkarta, iti aham bhavayami. I always think I am the doer. I have accomplished this. I have done this. I am great. That kind of a thing. This kind of a bhavana, as long as it lasts, the karma that we do, it will have a result and it will certainly go to our account. And that binds. That binds. That punyam cha papam, that will be having a nature of binding us, binding the mind. And supposing you get rid of the kartrutva bhavana, na kartrutvam, na karmani, lokasya srujati prabhu, na karma phala samyogam svabhavastu pravartate. In the 5th chapter, we have seen that. When you have gotten rid of this kartrutva bhavana, this bandham and moksham are only notional. And so you will appreciate you are neither bound nor do you require any release. When you are bound only, you require release. When you are not bound, supposing in your dream, you dream that you have been jailed. You have been jailed and you were tied up hand and foot. Like what happened to Vasudeva in the jail in Mathura. He was bound hand and foot. He could not move. That kind of thing. He could not release his hands for any activity. He was bound. And that is physical. And that physically real. But Vasudeva, as a person, as Atma, is he bound? Does he require any release? That kind of a thing. That bhavana, pravrittim cha nivrittim cha, karya akarye bhaya abhaye, bandham moksham cha yaveti, buddhissa partha sapiti. That kind of a buddhi, understand Arjuna as belonging to the sattvika buddhi. It is the nature of sattvika buddhi. It is a blessing for your progress in the Adhyatma sadhana. That is what Kitaya has mentioned to Arjuna. Okay? Now, I don't know whether I have covered your question adequately. Yeah. Then I'll go to the next question.
Nanna, I think that question was, the question was why universal values cannot be categorical.
Why?
Universal values cannot be categorical.
What does it mean? Universal value cannot be categorical is what? What is that?
That is there in the beginning of the paragraph. That is what. That is where we were a little confused.
In the
Oh,
last paragraph of 235 page, Belaji can put it on the screen.
okay. Can you go to that? That
Page.
Yeah,
particular
it is on the screen. 35 pages on the screen. End
In
of
British-
paragraph.
Yeah, last
Can
of the
can
in
you
last
go in the
last
PDF
paragraph. Yeah,
the 30th verse?
yeah. You can read from the Shastra says one should not harm anyone. This-
Shastra
this-
says one should not harm anyone. Himsam na kuriyat, as does any government. Okay. But in the hunting season in Pennsylvania, you can get a license to hunt deer for 3 months because of overpopulation of the deer. Just imagine, supposing the deer population talks it over and decides Pennsylvania is getting overpopulated with humans. We should do something about it. And they start coming after the people with guns. Then we will understand how illegitimate this kind of thinking is. If we are at the other end, being hunted even for a day, we will understand what it means to be hunted. If you hunt, you can be sure somebody will hunt you later, because these deer will all these because what is the okay, perhaps these deer were all Americans hunting deer before. We do not know. Any universal rule cannot be categorical. Any universal rule cannot. We have to interpret it according to time and place. Oh, I see. That is a question. Any universal rule cannot be. Yeah, any universal rule cannot be categorical means it does not apply to all times and all situations. It depends on the dharma that is required to be ensured and followed depending on the time. Depending on the time. Like you take, for instance, the dharma in the Treta Yuga. The emperor Harishchandra, it is said in the epics and even the Puranas that he was forced to sell his wife and child, and later on he forced himself to be sold also. Those are the things which were available at the time in the Treta Yuga. Now in this Kali Yuga, now no husband can ever sell away his wife, least of all the child. These are the dharmas that happen to change depending on the times. Treta Yuga, that was okay. It was considered the wife and child of the property of the husband and father, whereas now it is not. Nothing is your property, not your wife, not your child. They happen to be your wife and child. That is what it means. It cannot be categorical. It is not for all times. Okay? It is not for all times. Depending on the time, it changes. Okay. So that a deer and the Pennsylvania hunting, etc., that's given for us to understand what it is. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Nana ji.
Yeah, can I go to the other question? From Gupta ji. Hari Om Nana ji. Gita says we should drop our desires and attachments, but our thirst of spiritual knowledge, thirst for listening, jnana is also desire. We get attached to it. Can you kindly clarify the desire and attachment? See, thirst for knowledge is considered okay. Why? Because that is the only thing which will take you out of you, the desiring person, You, the person who is always very thirsty of acquiring this and that and all those things. It is only the knowledge that will relieve you of all other desires. Ragadvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indriyaischaran atmavasyair vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati. Prasadam adhigacchati. Atma buddhi prasadajam. That is the ultimate thing that is highly desirable, that will tell you that you were neither bound nor you require any release. No moksha is required. You are already a mukta purusha. You are a Shuddha, Buddha, mukta purusha. You have to only know this. For you to know this, you have to get rid of the binding desires. And the non-binding desire is acquisition of knowledge, which will dispel all other desires and make you realize that you are a Mukta Purusha. That is how it is. Drop our desires. But desire for knowledge, that is the thing which is required in the beginning. Afterwards, even that will drop. Even that will drop. In the second chapter, there have been a number of verses. In the second chapter, towards the end, Bhagavan says, Yanisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagati samyami isyam jagrati bhutani sanisha pashyato munehe. What is sarvabhutanam? Sarvabhutanam Yanisha. What is darkness for all beings? For all beings, what is darkness? What is darkness for you and I? What is darkness? We do not have aham atma iti bhavana. That is not there. That realization is yet to be our own property. Though we are that, we are mukta purusha, we do not know. So, Yanisha Sarvabhutanam, that is Nisha for us. Ajnanam is the Nisha for us. Yanisha Sarvabhutanam, Tasyam Jagrati Samyami. What is darkness for everybody? The Samyami, the one person who has won over all his thirst for desires and things like that. He wins over his desire even for knowledge. And till then he continues desiring for knowledge. Yanisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami isyam jagrati bhutani sanisha pasyato munehe. Jagrati bhutani isyam. You and I, we are awake to what? The world of the various desiring effects. That world, he is what? Isyam jagrati bhutani swanisha pashyato munehe. It is as though darkness for him. He does not make an effort to be part of that. Yanisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami. Isyam jagrati bhutani swanisha pashyato munehe. For us to go to that level, we have to have the desire for knowledge. And then afterwards, it's like this. It's like this. Suppose you want to cross a river. What do? It's not as though you keep on swimming and cross the river. The river is very, very wide and your effort will be fruitless. You may be drowned in the middle. So what do? You take a boat. When you take a boat, it can be equated to the knowledge we are talking of now in this verse. Boat can be equated to that knowledge. You take the boat and row the boat and go to the other bank or go to the desired place. When you go there, what do you do with the boat? Do you take the boat along with you onto the shore? you will simply leave the boat as though it is meant to be useful for somebody else who would like to go to the bank in which you have started the journey. So you leave the boat. Knowledge is like that. Knowledge, when it has done its purpose of revealing who you indeed are, then knowledge has no other function. In the Bhajagovindam Slokam, there is a verse that says, Kratva Jnanam Swayam Nashyet Jalam Katakarenavat. Is it not? We have covered that. Ajnana Kalusham Jivam Jnanabhyasat Vinirmalam Kratva Jnanam Swayam Nashyet Jalam Katakarenavat. After having cleansed the dirty waters and giving you fresh water, which is on top, the 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 that fruit, kataka renuvat, that kataka fruit, you have powdered that, and all that powder, after having accomplished its task of cleansing the water, which was dirty earlier, it will simply settle down at the bottom of that vessel in which you have collected that dirty water. And in the top of the vessel, everything is very, very clean. Very, very clean. In that water, there is no kataka renu. There is no impurity. You will become like that. So knowledge, after it has accomplished its task of revealing to you who indeed you are, even that drops. Okay? Is that okay, sir? Mutta? Yeah. We'll go to another question if it is there. More chart. I hope I hope I'll be useful. Okay. It's like the boat. Okay. Manana ji, you have dropped. Have you dropped that? No, I'm still traveling, sir. I'm in the boat. My journey is very, very long, and I do not see the other bank of the river at all. I am indeed a traveler who has started the journey without knowing what is the end. So I have to find the end and reach the end. Yeah. In the Bhajagovinda Slokam, that verse, that is a very revealing verse. Kritva jnanam swayam nashyet jalam katakarenavat. Even that jnana. That means what? Your pride of having acquired knowledge, even that drops. There is no pride. You have acquired knowledge, and the knowledge as a blessing, given you what you indeed you are, and it will vanish. Okay. Yeah, there are no other questions. We can go through the PDF again.
Nanaji, dhanyavad for rescuing us in between. We were drowning in the ocean. Thank you for rescuing us.
Thank you, thank you. What little I can do as a classmate of yours, what little I know, I can share with you.
Nanaji, how many hours you spend in a day?
Pardon?
Dr. Renu, please type it out in the chat. He will not be able to, comprehend audio questions. So please type it in the chat.
There was a question from Gupta ji asking as to how many hours I spend for spiritual knowledge. It depends. When I'm hard pressed for time, I read some texts, including the Gita. It will take about 2 hours. If I read the text within myself without loud chanting, when I do the loud chanting, it will take at least another hour. Especially the Gita, when I read it to myself, it will take, say, 1 hour from chapter 1 through chapter 18. If I read it aloud, it will take about 2.5 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours it will take. And apart from this, there are other texts, other slokas. Reading and chanting has same effect. No. When you are reading within yourself, okay, within the mind, the chances are the mind keeps on traveling elsewhere. When you are chanting aloud, it is unlikely the mind will run away from what you have chosen to chant. So chanting aloud is perhaps beneficial in the beginning. After you have graduated to a level, then how you chant does not matter really. See, because when you are chanting within yourself, within your mind, you have gone to an extent that you have removed all other disturbing influences to your mind. When such is the case, it doesn't matter. In fact, it is preferred that you chant inside, within yourself, not chanting aloud. Like the japa, you do within yourself. Don't do the japa, the mantra aloud. In the beginning, it is different. As you progress, you will realize what is beneficial. Yeah. Is listening mantra same as chanting? Not really. Not really. Like when you switch on the TV, say the TTV channel, and they give a lot of information. There are plenty of other channels, some Bhakti channel, Hindu Dharma channel, all kinds of things. And all those things give you a lot of inputs. But when you are taking the inputs, your mind is not with you. It is partly with what is being listened by you, and later on, the mind keeps on wavering, keeps on going here and there. You will be talking to your wife and children and listening. In between, hey, you don't disturb me. I am listening. You are getting disturbed. Are you really still listening? So listening to the mantras is not as efficacious as you yourself chanting, either within yourself, within the mind, or chanting it aloud. It is much more effective. Simple listening is not going to be as effective, but it depends on the sadhaka, the level of the sadhaka. Majjhama sadhaka, adhama sadhaka, uttama sadhaka. For the uttama sadhaka, most of these things will not apply because he is an uttama sadhaka already. And whatever he undertakes, it will be absolutely efficacious and effective, and he undertakes anything very efficiently. Like it is mentioned in the Ramayana, Sri Rama, often enough, Valmiki Maharshi quotes, saying, Ramaha aklishta karmanaha. Rama is the one who undertakes any activity without any problem. Aklishta karmanaha. Any activity he undertakes, he does very, very effectively, very efficaciously, very efficiently, and he does not strain himself neither does he allow the activity to have a bad result. Tamaha aklishta karmana. So if you are a uttama sadhaka, all these things do not apply. You will realize that as you progress. That is the burden of this sattvika sukham, rajasic sukham, tamasic sukham, etc. All these things. You have to make an effort to be there at the helm of things. Then these things do not apply. You will go forward very efficiently, and it will be a blessing. But till then, you have to make an effort. विषयेन्द्रिय संयोगात् अतग्रे अमृतोपमं परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्कृतम्. Guttaji has another question. For reading verses, hey, I missed that question. How many hours? Reading and chanting is the same effect. Yeah. How reading chanting? How is karma yoga sannyasi and enlightened persons towards society? Saralaji, how is the karma yogi, sannyasi, and enlightened person's attitude towards the society? Yeah, karma yogi, he is part of the society. Sannyasi is also part of the society. The difference is karma yogi is trying to get rid of the kartrutva bhavana, whereas sannyasi, I'm talking of the vidvat sannyasi, the one who has adequate knowledge of Atma Tattva. Vidvat sannyasi. Only thing is, he has given up all activity to concentrate on acquisition of some more truths of the Shastra and trying to be himself. That Vidvat sannyasi, he is not affected by whatever happens in the society. Sukham va yadi va dukkham sayogi paramo mataha. That sannyasa yogi, he is supreme. He is not affected. That is why some people will ask, if this country has a lot of problems, why is it that enlightened people do not do anything to remove the difficulties facing the country? The sannyasis do not think of the difficulties as real. The Vidva sannyasi, he knows that these are apparent, these are not real. And when such is the case, where is the need for him to make any effort to remove the difficulties? There are no difficulties. Whereas Karma Yogi, like you and I, if we are committed to good to the society, we will try to do something which is beneficial to the society, and we will try to do something which will remove the inequalities and the troubling influences. That is the difference. See, even the Mahabharata, take a Kitaya for instance. Kitaya could, if he wanted, if he wanted, make Duryodhana understand very clearly what is required to be done and how he has to part with the kingdom which he has acquired through the game of dice. That must be given away to the Pandavas. Pitaya, if he wanted, he could do that. He did not do that. Why he did not do that? Because he knows Duryodhana is a prince and who is born because of a prarabdha, and the prarabdha he has to exhaust himself by his own activities. So Kitaya does not want to come in the way of Duryodhana exhausting his prarabdha. Okay. You undertake your activities and you conduct yourself as you wish, depending on your samskaras, depending on your prarabdha. What you require to do, is dictated already by Swabhava. Swabhavajena kaunteya nibaddhasvena karmana. Because of your Swabhava, you are bound to do certain activities. Nibaddhasvena karmana. Kartum nechasi yanmohat karishyasi avashopitat. It gives this kind of a knowledge to Arjuna. Hey Arjuna, you are bound by your Swabhava. The same thing was said in the third chapter also. Prakritehe kriyamanani gunaihi karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. Because of Prakriti, you are driven to do activities as you do, and there is no escape for you. The only escape is for you to go beyond your Prakriti. That requires knowledge. Like Uttagi was asking, why is knowledge not a desire? It is a desire. It's a desirable desire. Because that is the only thing which will elevate you to a level when you can even get rid of that desire for knowledge. So how is Karma Yogi, Sannyasi, enlightened person attitude towards society? That's how it is. The society also, the enlightened person and with sannyasi, they deem it as part of Maya, Maya Janitam. Maya, Mayamidam Lokam. And what is Maya? Ya Ma Samaya. What is not is Maya. What is not? Apparently, it will appear to you as though it is real, like what happens to you in your dream world. In the dream world, so many things you have dreamt. And that on waking up, you simply negate. You simply say, my God, it's a blessing that it's only a dream. I was not captured by the police. I did not do anything. I was not guilty. Unnecessarily, the police captured me in the dream. On waking up, you realize that is only a dream. Maya mayam idam jagat. Same thing. That's how the enlightened person and with sannyasi will have that attitude towards the Jagat, and they behave accordingly. Karma Yogi has not yet graduated to that level, so he responds. He responds to the best of his ability to save the society as though from the horrors of bad influences, bad people. Okay. I think we have come to the end of today's discussion. We will continue this on Saturday next. But I request whatever
Nanna,
questions
I have in chat.
I have, okay. Whatever questions you have, if you a priori put it on that chart network, it will be beneficial to me. I will be in a position to digest the question and give you appropriate answer. Okay. I think I'll call it today. You can continue the Manana yourself. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Hari Om everybody. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be with you. We'll meet again.
Dhanyavad Nanaji.
I know.
Nanaji, thank you very much.
I must thank you. If you don't show any interest, I have no need to be with you. So I must thank you. Hari Om. Bye bye.
Hari Om, Nanaji. Thank you.
I think we'll keep all the questions that are not answered for the next session. I think they will be there in the chat. Yeah.
Brahmaraji, he has requested to put them on group. Shall I cut and paste and put them on
Yeah,
the
you
group?
can copy paste and put it in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, let me try. Yeah. Because it will
Yeah,
disappear once we end the
actually,
meeting.
one question which was related to that prarabdha, what Nana ji was telling about. Sometimes, we have that, we know that we are born with some prarabdha and we have that free will. But sometimes I do question my free will, that what I want, you cannot do or you cannot perform. So then where is that free will? The free will is there, but you are not able to do. So that makes me think that it is only the prarabdha which is more, or you can say maya, or it is the combination of both maya and prarabdha, that they are playing so that what you desire, what you have a free will, you are not able to do. This question keeps on coming repeatedly. After like few days it again comes, like how can I have free will when certain things which I want to do, and they're all dharmic, but still cannot do. So isn't it the prarabdha playing? This
Yes,
question
wherever there is, Jai Gurudev, wherever there is no option for you, that is a destiny. But wherever there is an option for you to choose to do or not to do, only that is a free will, and that is not according to your wish. It is being
Yeah.
given to you now. So whatever you cannot change or have to, that you have to accept as a destiny. And
So
mostly people
free
say,
will is not low. Like this means that you cannot say that you have a free will. Your will is always bounded
and
by.
that is only few percent. Most of the maybe 60-70% is a destiny,
Yeah.
and free will is
That
very
is what
limited part.
I.
Yeah, that's why
Free
even
will,
the astrologer will tell you whatever predictions would come only 50-60% right. He may not be able to predict it completely. At the most 70, he will not be able to, because there is a free will part also.
Yeah, even
and
the
this
actions
free
which
will,
we do, the part which we play, like suppose we are having the prarabdha is showing something which is very grieve, but it doesn't happen so. So that means that some grace or some punya or some practices, they have influenced that prarabdha to lessen it. That
Correct.
also happens sometimes, yeah.
yeah,
So the
Guru,
prarabdha can be lessened. The level or the intensity of the prarabdha can be can change with your own effort or free will or purusharth. You can say anything.
same
Yes,
for
your
free will
Purusharth will.
also. Prayer and grace is free will.
Prayer and grace.
Your
Grace, that is
Purushartha, again, your Purushartha is your free will.
because even though we
Prayer is
say
free
free
will, but
will,
grace is not free will. How can grace be free will? Prayer is your free will, but grace cannot be free will. No, it is not. It is not in your hands. You in your hands, it's your only the purusharth and the free will you have. Grace is by
yes,
given
yes,
by God. Yeah.
yeah. So your prayer is your purushartha and your free will to pray whatever you want. And that can bring you grace. So in that way, that is the only way I look at free will. Because otherwise, prarabdha will anyway play out. As you said, the intensity can go up or down. Definitely down when you are on the path. But free will again is like Gurudev says, no, it is a gift to you.
Yeah. To some extent, it helps only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, over here, like Nanaji said today, for a sannyasi, he doesn't feel that as a trouble. And as you are praying and being on the sadhana, why that intensity lessens is because you are in the knowledge and you know that may not be, it is not that much of a trouble. Like I had to go through, I have to go through. So that intensity might be lessening. So Purushartha over here and the lessening of the troubles would be again your jnana part only. How you take it?
Yeah, the intensity which we feel, maybe it is that because we have worked upon ourselves, so that we do not feel that intensity. It can be said so also. Like if you are in knowledge, like on what anything which is not in your, like that the bearance, the forbearance of it, the level increases, so you feel that the intensity has lessened. You can say that in this way also, no?
And time is a factor, is a major factor.
Yeah, time is a factor, right?
Gurudev says, don't ask why, ask how it can be.
A yogi Purush says that I'm staying, he's saying it to the king, I'm staying in a hut with the bare minimum clothes and I'm happy. You are staying in a palace, you wearing still clothes, you two are happy. Both our happiness is same. That is nothing great, but he's the one poor one who has a lot of desire. So person who has gone beyond that, for him, I mean, whether he's a poor or rich doesn't matter, because happiness is the same whether you are in the hut or in the palace. It doesn't make a difference. The person who has gone beyond that is anyway happy. But who is the poor one is the unhappy one who has a lot of desires.
There was a story, somebody, I think somebody few days back, or maybe I heard somewhere, that the king announced that whoever is happy in my kingdom, you bring it to me. Or he said something that you give that particular thing to that person. I'll reward that person who would be the most happiest person in my kingdom. So all the persons in all the army men, all his servers, they just took that task and they searched that who is the happiest person in the kingdom. So then they came out they came out and they found that it was a beggar who had minimum clothes on his body, and he was just sitting under a tree. So they told the king that this person is the most happiest person we have found in the kingdom. Then when the king asked the beggar, he said, I am happy with my state and I have nothing to lose, nothing to, like, whatever is given to me, I eat. It is not that, it means that no desires were there for that person, no lackness was there for that person. So he was in that state that nothing was affecting his mind. So he was in a happy state. So when we are desiring or we are feeling lackness, that causes the misery. And every, like, the people in the kingdom, like even the king losing his his throne, or maybe his precious like all the treasure he has. So that insecurity, lackness, and all these things, they make a person sorrowful. And when there's nothing to lose or nothing desire, and one lives in a surrender bhava, then I think that that total happiness is there in a person's heart. And desires are like, I just was listening, desires are like a tissue paper box. You take out one, another will come along. You take out the third, the fourth will come. So when you pull, the next comes out automatically. So it is like a tissue paper box. This was so humorous, like it happens so, yeah.
Jai Gurudev, I kind of missed what Nana had answered about the universal values that they cannot be categorical. Can you just recap that?
He said that in Treta Yuga, when like the yugas, the universe is as a whole, you know. So when there's a time factor also, no, we have to interpret it according to time and place. Any universal rule cannot be categorical. We have to interpret it according to the time and place, taking into account a number of factors. So when he explained, he said about the Treta Yuga, when Harishchandra sold his wife and he gave his kingdom, and then he went to that extent of giving, like he never refused whoever asked him. So he gave away his wife, and I think he gave away his son also, what he said. And now in this yoga, nobody will do this. So the law of dharma at that time, when that yoga was there, it was different. People went to a great extent performing their dharma. But now in this yoga, nobody will do this, and I think that situation will not arise also. So he was explaining in the context of the difference of yoga.
Right.
Then I had a question there. Were there any rules in the Vedas? Are there any rules in Vedas where how the society should work? Like now, this kind of a thing, like selling your wife and child, was okay.
Yes,
So was that prescribed? Was that okay? Mm, Is that okay in the Vedas, or it is just the society
Personal.
over there? Yeah.
I think it changes from time to time, because in Treta Yuga,
No, but the
wife
Vedas are
and
from the beginning, no? So what I was asking, are there any prescribed laws for the society or the family?
They are prescribed in
Personal
our
laws.
Vedas, how to live your life. They are all these things are given in our Vedas. I don't know like which is that, but it is all prescribed how we should perform a dharma, how we should live in the society. It is all mentioned in all our Vedas or Upanishads. So it all depends upon the time factor, at what that time, what was the principles being followed by the people. And now like this is Kali Yuga, so how things have changed, and change has occurred in many aspects. Initially the children were sent to Gurukul, and now children are living in the house. So it's the living standard has changed, the eating pattern has changed. People used to sit on the ground and eat. Now they sit on table and chair. So it is all the things that happened. It has all changed with time, no? And the
So
influence
these whatever has changed could be man-made, right? I mean, sorry, the society, whatever rules they had made then. So my question was, in Vedas, whatever is the truth, which is in the Trikala truth, that is the only one truth they have said. But are there any prescribed rules for the society, which may not change, no, according to the time and all? My question was that.
No, they are, that is what Nana ji said, that they will change according to the time and place, even for the society, even for the persons. Nowadays, how can a person sell his wife and son? Nobody will sell, and no, like it is not. One
There's no law
one
like
would
that.
never go to a great extent. One would never go to this
No,
extent.
my thing was, how could they do that then? If there were any rules like
Because
this,
what
because
I interpret is that the sattva was so that was the Satya Yuga or Treta Yuga. I don't know. What I remember was Satyuga. The people, the sattva was so much high in them that the principles were so strong. And the forbearance was so much that they will not deter from their whatever they have promised or whatever they have took as a pledge. They will go to any extent. The Padma, the Padmini, who took the Johar, how much courage she would be having to go into the fire when she found that the enemies are approaching this thing and my husband has lost. So these are I think the inner strength of a person which was initially very high, and now as the yuga are increasing, like if they are further proceeding, so that inner strength has weakened. The soul have weakened to a great extent. The willpower, the courage, whatever the people initially had, now they do not have so much of willpower, determination, courage, and even for small things we have to fight with ourselves. No, getting up in the morning, then doing sadhana at a specific time, and following the discipline of the day. We have to fight for these petty things also. So I think that over a period of time, and that is the effect of the yuga also, the kala, with the kal which is going on, it is also having its effect. At that time it was Satyug and Treta Yug. The presence of God was there, Ram avatar, Krishna avatar. So their presence, I think they had that in the universe, there was so much of energy and it was affecting people. Now in Kali Yuga, there's no avatar as such. They are gurus, but how many percentage of people are following the spiritual path? If you see around, if you see in your family only, how many people are following, then we come to know that it's like, we say that it is naganya, it's so less. The spirituality has gone down. That is why the souls have weakened. We have energy level is low, and I think that is why these calamities are so much coming. Natural calamities are because of the nature is trying to balance somewhere. Yeah.
I've heard Gurudev say that to the extent Harishchandra took dharma, following dharma, or Sri Rama took it to following dharma, they went to that extreme point.
Example of Ram is so great.
Yeah, it's only to show that for people that their commitment to dharma.
Right.
Hariom, should we continue or we should do Manana on Sattvic happiness and then go ahead for
I think we can
Rajasic?
continue if anyone is able to take over from Bela in case she's not able to read.
I can read Brahmaraji right now.
Yeah, then let's continue.
Now the Rajasic Sukham is being told. Vishendriya Sanyogat Yattadagre Vishayendriya Sanyogat Yattadagre Mrutopamam Pariname Vishamiva Tatsukham Rajasam Smritam Yata Tata that which Vishaya Indriya Sanyogat from the contact of a sense organ with its object. Agre at the beginning, Amruta Upamam is like nectar. Pariname when it changes, Visham is like poison. Tat Sukham that happiness, Rajasam Smritam is considered Rajasa. Yat tat Vishaya Indriya Sanyogat Agre Amruta Upamam Pariname Vishama Eva Tat Sukham Rajasam Smritam. That happiness from the contact of a sense organ with its object, which in the beginning is like nectar, and when it changes, it is like poison, is considered Rajasa. I repeat, that happiness from the contact of a sense organ with its object, which in the beginning is like nectar and when it changes is like poison, is considered Rajasa Sukha. Rajasa happiness. Rajasam Sukham is the simple kick that you get because of the contact of the sense organs with their sense object. Vishaya Indriya Sanyogat. If those sense objects are desirable, Sukha is born. In the beginning, it is like nectar. Agre Amrutopamam. In the sense that it is easy. After all, the contact of the sense organs with desirable objects does not require any preparation of the antakarana. It is purely a perceptual sukha, which even an animal can pick up because it is so very simple and very desirable. It is said to be like nectar, amritopama. But then a change takes place. This kind of enjoyment destroys the very capacity of the body to enjoy. Shankara says that these enjoyments cause the destruction of one's strength, beauty, knowledge, wisdom, wealth, and enthusiasm. Bala, Virya, Rupa, Prajna, Medha, Dhana, Utsaha, Hani, Hetuvat, Pariname, Visham, Eva. I hope I read correct pronunciation. Bala, Virya, Rupa, Prajna, Medha, Dhana, Utsaha, Hani, Hetuvat, Pariname, Vishama, Eva. A person who indulges in sense pursuits destroys his strength both in terms of his health, bala, and the powers of the sense organs, virya. As a person ages, there is a natural loss of health and of the power of the sense organs to enjoy, which is accelerated if one abuses the body. Even though sensory pleasures seem to be very simple to acquire. In the long run, they are not easy to get at all because the sense organs on which they entirely depend are not as powerful as they once were. And eventually, that sukha will not exist at all because, of course, the sense organs will finally depart altogether. Then again, one can get a certain sukha if one has beauty rupa. A type of self-worth is generated from the admiration of others. But the beauty on which that is based cannot be retained, and in the very process of enjoying it, you lose it. A person engaged in sense pursuit will hardly find any time to think about anything of dharma and adharma, atma and anatma, and therefore there is a loss of discriminative knowledge, prajna, and in the process, memory, medha. The capacity to retain things is also destroyed. Then, of course, you have to pay for your pleasures. So, wealth, dhana, is destroyed. Enthusiasm also goes away because either you cannot get the same thing again or you have to make further effort to get it again. And when you do get it, there is an anticlimax. It is never the first time, or you do not want it again and you have to look for something else. It is Amrita in the beginning when you get it, but later it is lost. Momentary experience being what it is, and that leaves you with a dukkha. Should I read further or we can? I'll just complete this paragraph, I believe, right? And then tomorrow we can repeat again the same Rajasiddha Sukham. I hope it is okay, or should I stop here because it is already time? Kindly guide me.
Yeah, we will stop here.
Okay, Dhanyavad. I will just put Maya Panchakam.
Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.
Hari Om. Kshamyatam, I am unable to open the page. If someone else can share, please. I'm trying.
Is anyone able to share, or we close the session today?